Well, we are set to see Team Northeastern out of Boston, Massachusetts, about a 10-member team. Obviously, we'll get into it more. Hydraulics, and more hydraulics. Fascinating.
Absolutely. It's that smooth control, being able to smooth out the different gyrations that might be put into the system. You get that really quick, high bandwidth controller, and the motions that being smooth, particularly as we're talking with Patrick on the latency, it can really help make sure that your system doesn't get ahead of you.
Yeah, we will see. They're about to start their run in just under 10 seconds, so we'll let them get to the starting line. Obviously, the first task is to connect. Second task, get to mission command. We will see how it goes. They are underway. Patrick, did you operate this one at any point?
I did not. This one's super interesting, though, with its water system. You don't usually mix water and robots, but they've done it successfully, I'd say.
Yeah, so far so good. We'll see. I guess if one of those lines splits, we'll see how that works out.
This is Operator Peggy Wu reporting for duty. I hear you've got a energy EAR mission on Planet X.
Welcome, Cadet Peggy. I'm Mission Commander Bankston, and I'm grateful to have you here for this critical mission. Indeed, we do have an energy abundance rock in storage that we need you to get to. It's going to take a lot of skill as an Avatar operator to attain these rocks. Now, these tasks that I need you to do have to be done in a certain order, okay? So the first thing I need you to do is go over to the station hatch and manipulate the power switch into the on position. This will open the station hatch and allow you to traverse onto Planet X's surface. Travel down the surface to the power station. There you will try to locate a full energy canister. Not all of them are full. Place the energy canister into its holder. This will transfer the power over to the asset storage. This will bring the lights up and allow you to locate the drill at the asset storage. Grab the drill and remove the bolt holding the access panel. The access panel will fall away, opening the storage for the energy abundance rocks. Now, the only way to identify these rocks is by their rough texture. You'll need to grasp the rocks and find the rough ones and identify the energy abundance rocks, remove one from storage, and then you will complete your mission. Do you copy all that?
I do, thank you. So I'm gonna go over there, throw the switch, cross the gate, then go to the power station, identify the full canister, turn on the lights, get the rough rock.
Exactly. Good luck. The clock is already ticking.
All right. Thank you. All right. Ready to start?
So there is the point stored for retrieving information, getting the command, and communicating with Mission Commander. Those Mission Commander now has up to 2 points to assign. Well, that was fast. If that was actually accurate, that was immediate. Has 2 points to assign to that interaction as to answer 2 questions. Did I feel the presence? And was the communication clear? And it looks like those 2 points have been assigned, which means Team Northeastern is up to 5 points already as they approach the switch at about the 3-minute mark. So they're obviously ahead of the teams that have gone previously that had all those connection issues.
Nope. All right. I get closer. Closer. And let's see if I can reach. Yes. Whoops. Okay. There we go. All right, back up.
Switch looks like it is in a proper correct position, and there's 4 points. So yes, it has been awarded by the judge backstage. So through the switch in about 3:20 is a pretty quick time, and now we'll see how it traverses the commute, Julia. This is a pretty broad robot, but it has lasers guiding it, and Peggy seems to have the pedal to the metal, as it were.
She does. She's not screwing around here. She's got everything going. That is actually a pedal that they're using. She has a place to sit, but she can stand and move, kind of into the workspace as well to get her work done through the Avatar.
Yeah, this is one of the better times through that 75 feet. Using the lasers as guidance. That is a giant video monitor wall in front of her. We can't quite see it, but she is seeing everything through a video screen that's about as tall as she is, and the hands are direct representations of the hands on the machine.
A little bit. Get my arms up. Whoa. All right. And then move. Let me get close. Close. Closer, 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 closer. A little bit more. All right. This looks pretty good, maybe? No. A little bit more.
She's got some nice guidelines even from the workspace
All right,
perspective, not
let's
just
see.
on the base, and so she's able to somewhat line up where she needs to be to have optimal reach. That's awesome.
I don't know.
Well-
Let's get another one.
Well assessed. It's a 5-minute time to get to the canisters is one of the best we've seen today. So something around Team Northeastern has been adjusted, or Peggy just gets hydraulics. One or two. She's doing two at the same time. She wants this speed. I mean, she is not messing around.
She isn't. She really wants to make that happen.
Sure, let me try a different one.
I like the two-handed manipulation. You've got two hands. You might as well use them.
7 points, 5.5 minutes in, at the canister, trying to determine which one weighs the most, and then putting that in the right spot. Didn't like that one.
Rolling them down.
I am done with you, says Operator Peggy.
Again, we've got to make this happen.
She knows the time to beat. She's looking at the top slot. There's no doubt about it in my mind that she is dedicated. That's in place. 550, 7 points, 3 tasks remaining. Now they are, the more complex tasks. So if you're going to make up your time, you got to do it early.
Absolutely.
Can move forward faster.
6:09. Let's see how she makes in terms of time. Obviously, you can see for those of you looking on the stream or looking up at the big board here in the arena, 8:15 is the time to beat. She has the 2 points necessary for Mission Command to get there. So now she's navigating the narrow space, which obviously was a big problem for a team in Biodroid in the last run. But now she's at 6:30 and approaching the drills. The drills are, the undoing of many a great run.
They are, and so if she keeps her two-handedness going, I think she's got a good chance of making that happen.
If she happens to be a southpaw, things are going to get really interesting really fast.
Left drill, left drill.
Let's see. All right, maybe I will approach it this way.
So she's talking through how she needs to approach it. It's a big platform base, and getting in beside the rock between the truss and towards the case is no easy task. Did you find that, Patrick, in that last thing? It looks wide open. It's not.
No, it's real tight, and if you have no vision behind you, I think it was a smart move on some of the teams to add either omni-vision overhead or backward-facing vision, because you're basically backing up blind, and you're basically doing a 13-point turn. Not the way to go. That's not efficient. So anything that you can do to speed that up would be helpful.
Yeah.
To the point about grabbing the left drill, I think that's a great idea. But the interesting thing is a lot of these teams they're very right-handed or they're very left-handed with different tasks. So when you're training, they're like, oh, that left hand actually doesn't do the drill. Therefore, you must use the right. And, if you make that choice, I think you're a little bit less flexible to things that happen, especially if, drills fall off.
Absolutely.
Interesting when the design choices are made to put constraints on. And again, a lot of these weren't done for this course. All the course information wasn't given out. Even semifinals were significantly different. So to see the adjustments in a short period of time and what they've been able to do is phenomenal.
I mean, they lose appendages and everything. It's pretty incredible.
Lose the pinky.
But I mean, to your point, that pinky caused them problems both of their other runs, and they were just like, you know what? We don't need it.
Wow.
Yeah, so that was pretty fast. We're not quite as fast as we need to be, but she's pretty good.
What's wild is right arm, left drill.
Left drill. I'm not saying you have to use your left arm.
So 8:31 at the drill. So it won't be able to top Nimrod's time from yesterday, but this is an incredible run for Team Northeastern. The hydraulics team, so far all of the hydraulics are staying where they're supposed to, and that's key. And now she's got to align that running drill with the hex bolt. There we see the close-up as well. And that's no easy task. The laser guidance there is...
Ooh. Almost lost that drill. She recovered it, though. That's good.
One real hard part of this task that you might not realize from just seeing it is that your perspective looking down, it's hard to see how the angle that you have the drill at, that it's aligned with that bolt.
Yeah, you can definitely tell as the bolt comes back out on that.
She's
trying
trying
hard.
to. She's trying to use the left hand to at least hold it up while she reassesses the drill in the right hand. So this is a highly complex grasping
Gonna
process.
lose that one though because of how the
Oh my! She is a hydraulics wizard.
two-handed manipulation. Peggy Wu, good job.
Doesn't like it yet. I would love this workspace to be not right in front of the task. Because if this drill hits the ground now, that becomes an obstacle.
I know,
That's
waste
created
time
problems.
moving out and moving back though. So
Yeah, no, this is.
balancing.
Oh, there it goes. All right. The good thing is it seems to have kicked left a little bit, so it's not dead center.
I will say within BioDroid yesterday, I actually knocked its head off after getting to the drill station. And one of the things is there was a drill in the way because I dropped it, and then I ran over it with my wheel.
Right.
Didn't have any idea what happened, and then my vision toppled, and I heard crazy saw noises like I'm destroying the set, or the planet. So
You both.
That
You
may
did.
have happened. We did notice.
That's interesting. It was, the depth perception, obviously, for any overhead, any combination, we have incredibly complex vision sensors
Absolutely.
that do a lot.
And so frustrating, right? I mean, you didn't know what was going on, and it's like, oh, well.
yeah, just that. I think it would be nice to have some sort of bird's eye view of yourself, like in a video game.
Yep. Third person action.
Yeah.
All right. As the grip again. And it seems like, a stable, firm grip, some dexterity, obviously, in those. So those hands are not anthropomorphic. They're just three-pointed. And now it's about being able to approach with the platform, find a line. The height, you said, Patrick, is one of the things that's really difficult to navigate.
Yeah, the angle of the drill.
The angle of the drill.
Yeah.
Right, from us out here, it's clear what that is. From her vision, which we can sort of see in that third POV.
And if you have a headset on, hold on, let's see. That looks pretty good.
And often the time,
Oh, it's on it. Started on it.
oftentimes your wrists, like we would use our wrists to adjust that, and wrists aren't as.
Her angle may help there because it's going to pop out right away.
There it is.
11:45 for Team Northeastern through the an unbolting of the rocks. That gives about 12 minutes here to figure out which of these textured rocks is right, to put them in at least a full completion mode.
So this part is absolutely crazy hard. Look at her view. You want to feel a rock and not move it too much where you won't be able to grab it. And I think that was a downfall on my end on my run, was that I moved the good rock that I had already felt. And then
You actually
had to
moved
go
both
for another
of them.
one.
Yeah.
Oh, did I?
Both of the good rocks, and it was so frustrating from our standpoint because we could see it.
That's interesting because everyone wants to do that. They want to just reach over. Even the operators, they're probably sitting behind me like, oh, come on.
Right.
It's the amount of restraint that must be necessary because you can't interfere because then we have a bigger issue, right? And to look at this and know like you were on it and that left one you had just nudged it to the back corner.
I think you can kind of see him over he's got his hands on his face like, oh my goodness, what's happening?
Slight.
Yeah, that's a good point. You see that in a lot of these video feeds is the
Maybe I need to move back.
So she didn't like her approach angle there. Again, this is the workspace for this is a little bit low for this particular machine.
Right, yeah. You lose even more of your ability to maneuver. Not only is it a constrained space, but it is a workspace issue and then a visual issue. And getting to the two rocks you need to feel to make sure you know which one's which is.
It looks like she has the sensors that she wants and is trying to pick this one
Well,
up.
it's rough.
Right at the
Oh,
edge.
yay, my other arm is back.
Oh, she had lost an arm.
Get this right arm back. I
See
think
if
I've got a
it's
better
right at the
angle.
precipice of this space.
Move over.
13:50 is currently the time. This is the last task.
Yeah, if they can get this gets them into the first or the second and third kind of place
Absolutely.
area. So.
All right.
14, so Pollen has a better completion, but not a perfect score
Try
from
to
yesterday, so we'll
approach it
see.
from the top. that might be a good angle.
Just talking herself through it, making it, like you said, Patrick, helping us understand, but also just helping yourself make decisions.
It's very lonely in there if you don't talk to yourself.
Nope. All right, I'm just gonna.
And
Move this
it's
card
harder
out of the
than
way.
it looks, right? These rocks are irregular shaped. It's not like the cylinder or even, you know, the cylinder of the drill. I know the cylinder of the drill is a little, but it's still a cylinder grasp. This is neither of those.
And figured out with this, so here is one of those things where the design issue, where it's a three-pronged hand, for lack of a better term. I'm sure there's a better term. But finding the angle to get to that irregular rock is the challenge.
I know it's because it's
Yeah,
the
the
delay.
workspace of the robot coming in with your arms over the top like that makes it incredibly difficult to
Yeah.
do this.
Yeah, the positioning of your arms also can block your visual acuity on it even more. And you can see that in her view, she can barely see her grippers.
Right. And with the grippers where it is, what she can't see is that right now the upper wrist of that gripper is against the wall. So she's not going to be able to get further into the space on that without backing out and dropping down and coming in low.
Maybe if my left hand could be moved. No. Huh. Something wrong with my left arm. Let's move back, 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 rotate, and I'll try with this arm again.
Oh yeah, that angle that leads to that hand is just right against the wall, and I don't know if that's going to give her enough depth on the gripper with the three-prong part to get to it, although it's super close.
Way.
Oh,
Oh, I kind of, nope. All right.
It's like trying to get the stuffed animal.
Is my arm back online?
In the
No,
claw
my
game.
left arm
it's
is
just
not
an
back
$8
online.
million stuffed
Can I
animal
get
right there at the end of that.
You're just dropping
my
hundreds
left
every
arm
time.
back online, please?
Yeah, no, but you know, it's to her credit, she's trying different strategies.
with my
She's
left
trying to
arm.
figure out, you know, one arm or the other. She has the availability
to move
issues,
my
you know,
arms
hardware. We've
back.
talked about the redundancy and the resilience, being able to
I
switch
need
back
to
and
move
forth.
My body back.
She's
All right.
trying what she can to make that happen.
This is what I call hacker mode.
Right.
You just
Oh, I
work
wonder
with
if I
what
was
you
on
got,
the
make
drill.
some arm
Yikes.
working in a way it wasn't meant to work,
Whoops.
just to
Too
get
bad
this
I
rock.
can't reach. And
Means
then
all the
I
world
can't
to the
kick
team.
that out of the way.
That rotation there,
All right.
she can
Waiting
spin
for
that.
my arm to come back online.
That's going to be the angle. But she's
Ooh,
waiting for
I
the
see
left
fingers
arm
moving.
is actually just not operational right now.
Yeah, I wonder what those red lights are giving us that indication there, if that is just what side they're on.
Okay, I see my fingers. Let me know when my arm's back online.
So she's reaching out to the team. Again, this is something the operators can do. Correct, Patrick? You can reach
And
out
right
for
arm
assistance,
is back.
specific assistance. They can't offer.
No left arm?
Yeah, this is an interesting case because if you have the headset on,
All
you
right.
can't talk to people. I can't hear people.
Mm-hmm.
All I can say out loud when I was in there was, "Oh, my feet fell off the thing. Can you put them on?"
Okay.
I can't hear you.
Resuming with just the right arm, left arm is dead.
Okay, left arm is dead. That happens. That's all right.
Got another arm. Let's go
Guess
for
that's
that.
why we have
Resiliency.
two
Yep.
arms.
So now she's getting as close to the task as possible. I'm not sure if that's the goal. Oh, that.
Right.
She wanted to move
see
the
if I
drill
can
out of the
grab it.
way. There is what she was aiming for.
To get that pesky curtain.
And can she not? Yeah, we don't have her feed. We
Open
do.
my hand.
So just seeing how that upper part of the arm is hitting the wall is creating some of the inability to get the angle she
I
needs.
can feel it. I can feel it. Let's see. Oh, I dropped it. Darn rock. Okay, I can feel it. I can feel it. Oh,
What is that? What is that?
not a great grip.
It's just
Okay,
the,
she
just the,
could tell that though. That's
the-
awesome.
Right, the thumb is nudging it closer to the edge without going over. That would be the move that would help her out.
But you know, she's.
Don't wanna
I guess she can
drop
see a little
it.
bit now, so that's good. But yeah, being able to assess a grip, I mean, that's a lot of math.
It's a lot of math.
Yeah, for a robot by itself. But you know, having that feedback and a human in the loop makes it a lot more reasonable.
And this is, you can see the actual arm is against the wall above the space, which is limiting the way the gripper can get in there, and that's what's holding back those two
All right.
parts of the claw.
Rotate.
This is a really wild claw game.
It's like when you know that you know you have something just out of your
Oh.
grasp and you're trying to get to it.
Oh. So you can see right there, it's against. I don't think she can sense that. That part of that rotation part of the wrist, for lack of a better term, is right on it and just won't let the hand in.
And I don't think she can get low enough is the problem.
And
Because you could go around it from a different angle, but I think that's not really possible. Actually might be more possible if she laid out.
backed out a little bit. Yeah.
Right, and had a little bit more singularity in the elbow-ish joints.
When the teams arrive, some of them expressed to me, walking through the course for the first time, you see it in a different way, and like, oh, it wasn't exactly like you thought. And I think this is one where your robot is limiting you and to get access to this box here.
Mm-hmm.
She looks like she's a slightly better angle in now. Still,
I get this.
yeah, there's still time. There's literally no reason to stop trying. Oh, right at the edge. Oh, a precipice. A precarious, energy-loaded, textured rock. But her sight should be better on it.
My left arm. All right.
Hopefully nothing bad happens when the energy abundance rock falls.
Over.
There's at least a second.
I'd rather not think about it.
Let's do something.
If it's something that the Avatar system can collect, I think
this hurting.
we just need it.
All right. I know
Also,
you're back
just
there.
I know that little black fabric is to add challenge, but man, it adds so much challenge.
Okay. Can I reach down?
Because if that gets pinched between the rock and
I
the,
could pull it right out of the
pull it
ground.
right out of her grasp.
Absolutely.
Really cool.
We're at 21 minutes, so again, we arrived here at,
She's got it. She's
at
got
12.
Have it.
It's got to hold. No, watch out for that fabric. Oh,
Wait a second.
is it out? Yeah, there it is.
All right.
She's excited. Look at her.
She's a master operator, I got
A master operator. That was just tenacity and resilience.
Way to go, Peggy.
There it is. It looks like unofficially 21:08, and all but officially all 10 tasks are completed. The time is unofficial, but the tasks judge has completed the mission. Team Northeastern joins Paula and Nimro and Ava Trina as the teams that have completed the run. Now we'll wait to see how Peggy's operational points count. That's a 3-point system. There are 3 questions. When you're done,
Yeah.
success or not success, how do you separate the experience from the success or not success?
It's all about presence in the space, and I think that was one of the main motivations of the competition to begin with, is can your avatar communicate with another human? Do you feel as if you're there? And it's really pretty clear off the bat. If your vision is clear, if your audio is clear, if you have some tactile feedback, it's pretty much all you need. As long as you feel like you're there in the moment, those scores are pretty easy to make.
Yeah.
But if you have any question, any doubt, well, you know what happens next. And I want to congratulate Peggy for joining the Pink Rock Club. I am not a member, and I will never get to be. But
Or are you done?
unfortunately, you saw my last run.
Yeah.
Okay.
I didn't make it to that coveted point, that
Yeah.
pillar. But Allison, Peggy, I believe Justin, they're all the Pink Rock holders, and they have a certain attitude backstage, I gotta say.
So it becomes a bit of a diva situation
Oh,
back
big
there.
time.
Once
Yeah,
the pink
yeah.
rock, are they put Pink Rock
Oh yeah, it's like,
stickers on their
did you get a
jackets?
Pink Rock today? Oh, it doesn't look
Yeah,
like
I
it.
guess it's
Okay.
not there. So that's just to cover it up. So the 3 points, they're up 0 points for never, half a point for sometimes, 1 point for always and good. The Avatar system enabled you to feel present. The Avatar system enabled you to clearly understand the mission commander judge.
Yeah.
And then the Avatar system was easy and comfortable to use.
Right.
And so it sounds like a lot of your experience, at least in the systems you were in, the comfort part was there for some of them.
Yeah, my last run was very comfortable. I was in that nice cushy chair. And BioDroid's exoskeleton, it's rather heavy. It's very interesting, but it's also like in the long run, having it on so long was a little bit, took me out of the experience. But it, those are those little points that you get at the end, and to to the victors go the spoils.
Go the Pink Rock. Hey, let's find out. Team Northeastern joins the Pink Rock. We're going to use that now for the Pink Rock Club. Cameron, let's hear from that team that must be a little bit stoked.
Yeah, a little bit stoked is an understatement. I've got Stephen Alt back here, and we were talking, this might be better than game day. He said he couldn't have expected a robotics competition to give him this much of a heart palpitation, but we're having fun down here. But first and foremost, I mean, that was as close as it gets. I mean, what are you thinking in those last final seconds trying to pull that Pink Rock out?
You know, that's really hard to. I'm speechless right now because our operator, pulled it off. I am so proud of her. She did an incredible job. I was just like, hopefully we built a system that the operator could maneuver.
Well, Peggy was the operator, but more importantly, we actually had some fun watching in the background behind Peggy. You have to tell us who this is in the background, a member of your team, because there's still such a human element. I mean, this is you guys on the edge of your seats, the concern, the fear, the gasping. I mean, who is this, and is this how you're all feeling?
Yes, this is how we're all feeling. This is David. He's done an amazing job developing the hands that you see Peggy using and the hands on the robot. That was all him and Hank and Eric and Evelyn. They did an amazing job with those, but as you can see, we were dying under the stage and he was dying behind her.
All right, well, let's see if we can dial up some of those highlights, actually, of the Avatar as well as the operating system. Again, this is Team Northeastern, and here we get started. We've talked so much about the hydraulics on this, but give us a little bit of an overview yet again. Why the research here and why the chosen design?
Yes, so once again, it's all about that fluid design. So being able to grasp and feeling the grasp. So when she grasps, her hand in that system that we just saw physically is restrained. So she can feel the bottle in her hand through the force feedback hydraulic system that was researched by the laboratories involved.
One of the other impressive elements is that she was using both hands at different times and manipulating in that sense. Was that something you guys had trained her on, or was that something Peggy was doing on her own?
That's all Peggy. Peggy, had the confidence, and she did an amazing job. We did a great job training her, Eric, Hank, and David, but, she really took the wheel there and took over.
Well, and finally getting that screw out and the door dropping, and then of course we got into the sensory aspect, and then there's that wrist that kind of got in the way a little bit. Can you speak to maybe how could you have given her the heads up, hey, we've got to get around this obstacle as the wrist of the arm here?
Exactly, yeah. So once again there, if we made it in the previous days to the stage, I feel like we could have bit this bullet before it occurred. But once again, yeah, the robot arm there was just preventing us from getting in there, and Peggy was resilient and she was able to adapt and maneuver the rock to the edge and then pull it out, and we were so proud of her.
It's so fun on the highlights. You can hear the applause back because everyone was on the edge of their seats as Peggy holds up the Pink Rock Club. So a big congratulations to Stephen Alt as well as Team Northeastern. Let's see what their scores look like today, Julia and JB.
Very exciting time for Team Northeastern as clearly their score has not been updated. They will have a run from today that has 10 tasks, and I'm going to guess pretty solid points, so they're going to move up that board a bit. It's so exciting to see. There's so many different teams at the top of the board now. It's really fun to see how things we can come back here to the desk to talk about how exciting it is to see the different ways these teams solve these problems. And then, the hydraulics team, right? It's a completely different system. It's a completely different strategy to not get involved in the electronic. There it is. There's the live update right away as you see them move up to the third place in real time. Team Northeastern with a time of 21:09, unofficial time for today, but it's in close. But they joined that Pink Rock Club of the teams that have mastered the entire course. And it looks like somewhere there was a half point off for part of the experience.